Okay, I've got something for you. The new parts have been fitted to the car. The simulation numbers are good, so look forward to your feedback. Check out the details.
Hello everyone, Chris Gaming here and welcome back to another video. We're back after a long break, I'll admit, with the F1 2016 career mode. I meant to continue this, but really, loads of other games just piled up one after the other on top of each other, and this kind of took a back seat to everything. But regardless, I'm going to hope to fly through the rest of this. I'm going to try and do double episodes all the way to the end, and we are going to get to the end of this career mode soon, I'd say, by the beginning of November.
Hi, it's Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
So we're going to move on to qualifying very shortly. So if you're a new subscriber here, which I have got a few over the past few days, thank you very much for being here. Well, we are not good in qualifying for the best part. We had a pretty good qualifying in Spa last time, getting, I think it was 7th. Maybe the fast circuits suit the car more, or just can work with me a bit better. So please, can we have an excellent qualifying session? Yes, we can. P3 on the grid. That is going to give us an excellent opportunity to try and win this race. It's Ricciardo, Vettel, and then myself.
On the race goals you should keep in mind.
So our goals for the race: finish 6th or higher, beat Vettel and beat Grosjean. And well, to be honest, realistically in the in-game season, we are still somewhat pushing for the championship. We are still somewhat in the hunt. So maybe we can push Sebastian Vettel to his limit and maybe beat him, because as far as I know, he is our main contender for the rest of this season. So all or nothing, really. Let's go for the Italian Grand Prix. So we're on the grid now. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Lights out. Away we go. Bit of a long light sequence. Ricciardo and Vettel both getting equal starts off the line. We're just trying to follow in the slipstream of the Red Bull. We're probably going to try and get down the inside. It's the Mercedes is coming through. On the left side, you can see Grosjean as well, pretty high up the field. We just park our car on the apex and get through on Daniel Ricciardo. I think it's Nico Rosberg in P3 fighting now with Sebastian Vettel as we just try and hold our lead through the early few laps of this Grand Prix. We've got Ricciardo still very close behind us. We're going to make sure we cover off the Red Bull, but everyone pretty much staying put now after that first corner. So there you can see top 3 is now me, Ricciardo, Vettel. So I've just come through from 3rd to 1st. So it's just about holding this lead, and hopefully we can get a good finishing position for this Grand Prix. But Ricciardo looking quite aggressive actually in the slipstream. Put him into rich mix. Tyres are actually very worn at this point. They are not good after qualifying at all, and Ricciardo can't do anything at the moment. And we hold P1 coming into the Ascari chicane, and Ricciardo has dropped off massively, and that was pretty much it. He dropped off massively. I think we actually started to pull out a bit of a gap. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Again, another bit of a slow stop from Haas. We were asked to put on the medium tyres, and this was recorded quite a while ago, so it was before many patches came in. So I was a little bit worried at this point, and I didn't want to risk having a having the glitch where it says you didn't use enough tyres, so you had to pit. So I'm just going to follow the team strategy, and hopefully these tyres will last through. Well, these tyres will definitely last through to the end of the race. But it's just a matter of, are they going to be fast enough? And Ricciardo, the 2nd place man, is out of the Italian Grand Prix. The Red Bull once more having another retirement. What's happened? Coming down through Curva Grande, and yeah, once again his engine blows. There's been a couple of instances in that. If you remember back to Austria, we held up a load of people coming up the hill. You see, we're just going past his broken down car there. And that's held everyone up, because I think everyone's had to hold position, waiting for the Red Bull to retire. And the yellow flags are out, so so no one could overtake. So everyone's kind of queued up, and now we're joining on the back of the queue in P12 at the moment. Vettel is behind us on soft tyres, so we need to make sure that he doesn't get the jump on us. DRS open, Bottas weaving about behind. I think it's Rio Haryanto. I don't know what's going on at the moment with the field. That's Marcus Ericsson now in 9th place and Verheyen in 8th. Haryanto's pushed down to 11th as we've got past. in the field. It's a bit mixed up at the moment with the strategies. This definitely is an advantage of this game. The strategies do get really mixed up, and they end up really throwing us some very interesting moments mid-race. We dived out the inside of Marcus Ericsson, going through the Parabolica, and another car gets into the pits. So we just have to line up Pascal Verheilen now. Up to P6. Vettel will get fastest lap, so we do want to put as many cars between us and him as possible, because he will be very quick towards the latter stages of this Grand Prix. As we go on to the end of lap 8, on to 9. Yellow flags are out, and the cars ahead have been held up. I think one of them's probably got damage. I'm not sure who it is. I think it is Nico Hulkenberg there in the Force India, and we go into P3. P2 now past Felipe Nasr, and maybe P1. I'm hoping we can dive into the inside and get Sergio Perez for P1 as we head down into the first chicane. And yes, we do get P1 off Sergio Perez and Felipe Nasr running side by side with the Mexican, but he holds his position, and so do we. We hold P1 to the end of this race. The medium tyres actually did us very well in the end, going around the final corner, and we are going to take our third win, I believe, of the season at the Italian Grand Prix. So that is it for the Italian Grand Prix, but as said, we're not done yet. We're going to move straight on to one of the toughest Grand Prix on the calendar, the Singapore Grand Prix. Cleansing Research and Development. This is basically a freeze of R&D, so you get loads of resource points for the following season. I wonder what we're going to do with this decision. I think we're going to freeze development and get loads of upgrades on the car come the beginning of the second season. Well, not the very beginning in Australia, but in Bahrain we will have those upgrades on the car and hopefully be fighting for a legitimate World Championship. So yeah, basically, it does what it says on the tin. You can't upgrade the car after you select that option. So if you are going to select that option, be a bit careful.
Hey, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
Well, we've had a good couple of qualifying sessions in Italy and in Spa, so I should think that the status quo will be resumed, and we will go back to the norm of qualifying ridiculously low down the field. Well, I wasn't wrong, was I? 15th place. That seems normal. And we almost hit into the wall.
Hello, I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
To be honest, they can say whatever they want in race goals, but to be honest, at this point, I'm just looking for damage limitation just to try and get anything from the Singapore Grand Prix. So yeah, we're on the grid now with the fifth light. Lights out, and once again, long light sequence as it was in Italy as well. Two very long light sequences as the Renault on the right hand side there, Kevin Magnussen was coming through. We're going to dive at the inside. Bit of contact into the first corner. We were very aggressive there, but we need to be at the beginning of this race, and that was also really cheeky, but I don't really care because we are up into P8 at the beginning of this Grand Prix, and we're starting on the super soft tyre. My thinking was we use the ultra soft later, and we will try to push the AI to where we can beat them just later on in the race. We can just come back through the field. That's what I'm hoping. Maybe not the smartest decision considering our lack of pace, but frankly we're starting down the field. I wanted to try something different. So as I was rambling there, we got past, I believe it was Fernando Alonso and Max Verstappen. And now trying to line up Jenson Button for P5 straight away in this race, and this kind of does show a bit of a problem we have from 2016. the fact that the AI are still ridiculously exploitable on the first lap. Regardless of any flaws the game might have, we're up into P5, and we are now behind Daniel Ricciardo in P4. And nothing really happened. The AI, we just about kept the AI. They didn't storm off into the distance, but we didn't exactly stay on their tail. But we were up to P3 now after a couple of pit stops. So now on to the following lap, and the top two now go into their pit box, and we will take the lead from them. And we will hope now to just keep up a nice consistent pace, pit and not lose too much when we come to pit for the Ultra Softs, which, speaking of which, we are into the pits now on lap 9 out of 10. So we've still got a long way to go in this race. And there we are, down to P3. And there is a car out of this race, I believe it was Rio Haryanto, so it's not exactly going to make much of an impact on this race. Down to P4, down to P5, down to P6. Oh, this is bad. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and we come out just ahead of our teammate Romain Grosjean. This is not good. Well, recovery mode's on, so we're going to immediately dive on the inside of Jenson Button, hang him out to dry, and we're going to leave him to fend off Romain Grosjean straight away in this race. And then we have Daniel Kvyat, I believe that is, and Hamilton back into the pits there. I believe he's already pitted in this race, so he's pitting in for a second time. Not exactly sure what he's doing, but now we are the only car, the only competitive car on ultra soft tyres right now. So we are storming through the field at an alarming rate, getting our personal best of the race, getting past Max Verstappen there on the right hand side into P6 now, and Rosberg is a long way up the road, so it will take a miracle to try and win us, well, not win, but get a good position for this race. And that's exactly what happened, as I believe Ricciardo, they came to the radio and said that Ricciardo was struggling with some issues, and it's the first time that message has been relevant, because we get past Nico Rosberg for B5 now, and Ricciardo himself is very, very slow as we head down onto the old Singapore sling into P4 now in this race, and that is only standing between us and a podium, Fernando Alonso. Surely we can get the move done. This will probably be one of our best results of the season, I'd say, just for the fact of the recovery, and everything else has been perfect for this Grand Prix. Up the inside of the McLaren, puts up no threat at all, and we are into P3 on the final lap of the Singapore Grand Prix, and that's how it ended. We got P3 as the fireworks go off for race winner Kimi Raikkonen ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and then ourselves in P3. Excellent, excellent recovery drive in the end. I'm really happy with that one.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more.
So that'll do it for the Singapore Grand Prix. Awesome Grand Prix in the end. We now have 1,200 resource points, and even more actually, hold on, 1,300 to spend at the moment, and there's going to be even more rolling in through the coming Grand Prix. I can only just say that I'm looking forward to the second season where we can quite legitimately fight for the championship, because this one, if you don't know, I'm going to get you caught up now. I'm running kind of this championship alongside the actual results, because I started out in Manor. I needed to restart this career mode multiple times for reasons out of my control. Yeah, hopefully it'll be good. I'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.